Our biggest challenge before we started coming to CG was probably having the right butts in the right seat. We met Gary Harper with Sharper here at CG. We were referred to him by so many other people right here in the group.
Totally changed the game for us. And now, literally, I'm able to work less hours in my business, do the part that I love, learn how to farm out all the stuff that I don't love.
But whether it's, disposition or acquisition or even, the references that we have for VAs, it has just made the biggest difference in our business, and it's allowed us to really grow.
So another challenge that we had was in learning how to scale our business. We always got to a certain level and we got stuck there.
There was a segment on scaling responsibly that was really, really important to us, and it made a big difference because you don't just want to grow, but you want to grow and be profitable while you're doing it. And when you're around all of these brilliant minds and they put all of their documents in the Dropbox file that you have access to at your fingertip.
That was the part that was blowing my mind. These are top leaders in the country in this space, and they were sharing their inside secrets, if you will, that was really changed everything for us. So we had to learn how to scale, and they said, listen, here's how we went from doing this much volume to this much volume.
Why should you go home and build your own track when someone has already blazed the trail for you and built that track, and all you do is have to plug in and run on it? It has just made the biggest difference in our business, and it's allowed us to really grow.
Another real challenge we had was our cost of lead, like the cost of getting a deal. We were spending so much money, and we had all these, when we first started, Amber and I started, we had these really great fundamentals about building relationships, and as we started to scale and get bigger, we lost track of what got us where we needed to go, or what got us where we are. In a session we just had with Jason Lewis, he just totally reminded me that we got away from our fundamentals. He did a speech that, honestly, it was like going in for a drink in a garden hose and then all of a sudden realize it's a fire hydrant.
And just having the connections that you meet here in CG is huge. I mean, the first time we ever came here, they paired us up with Jared Irby, who I think was also new at the time, but we had very similar businesses. So being able to just talk and get feedback, and Corey Boatwright and Jim Zaspel and Jay Connor, and you're surrounded by all of these brilliant minds. And not only do they make you think bigger, but they make you think different.
So if you were somebody who's on the fence about should I join CG or should I not join CG, I have heard about joining masterminds for years. I've been in business for 30 years. My biggest regret is I didn't do it 5 years ago. If I did it 5 years ago, I would be so much further ahead. But I'm so thankful I did it now, because I know that now, 5 years from now, my life will look nothing like it is today. You know how I know that? Because 15 months ago, my life has changed drastically in 15 months. Amber and I literally just bought our dream home on the ocean in Florida. And that has happened since we've joined CG. Not just because of CG, I was working and we were really cranking through, but it really helped streamline things and make us realize that with our passive income, we can actually afford the home of our dream. A 30-year goal was reached. So.
The other thing that's also really cool is, sometimes you might come in a mastermind group, even the name of that sounds like, there's gonna be a bunch of people with big egos. But in all seriousness, people check their ego at the door, and it's amazing how giving people are, and how open people are, and how solution-focused people are. To have that abundance mentality instead of a scarcity mentality has also been really, really good.
You just can't get any better. The leadership here with Jason is unbelievable. The honesty, the integrity, the character here. From the first time we came here, we realized that this was the kind of group I wanted to be a part of. Not a bunch of shysters, not a bunch of salespeople in here, but really good people that are go-givers. All I can say to anybody on the fence is, if you've been thinking about it, you can never go wrong investing in yourself, because you can't unlearn what you've learned.